저희가 집 식구가 8식구였어요.
네.
그래서 저희 아버지, 저희 외할머니, 저희 어머니, 그리고 저희 언니, 그리고 밑으로 동생 3명.
When I was in North Korea, I had 8 family members. My father, my grandmother, my mom, and an older sister, and 3 younger siblings, and me, 8.
96년도부터
네.
북한 정부가 배급이라는 것을 전혀 주지를 않았어요.
From 1996, North Korean government has stopped it, the rationing system.
그래서 식량을 전혀 얻어올 수가 없었고 녹차를 지으려고 트라이도 했지만 녹차를 또 지을 수가 없었어요. 왜냐하면 북한 정부가 개인 농을 허락하지 않기 때문에 농사 지을 수도 없었지만
So we could not get food at all. We tried to work the farm, but we could not. This is because North Korean government does not allow us to have private farm.
창고에 가서 나무를 아름드리 나무를 톱으로 쳐서 없애고 그러니까 개관을 해서 펜땅에다가 땅을 쥐어서 이렇게 농사도 짓고 했지만 그것도 다 불가능했어요. 결국은
So my dad and my mother went to a secluded mountain and tried to make and work the farm, but it didn't not go well.
불가능했어요. 결국은 가족이 점점 더 어려워지면서 저를 굶어 죽기까지 이르렀어요. 1년에 쌀을 몇 번 먹으면 잘 먹고 소랑 껍질을 벗겨서 먹거나 쑥이나 풀을 캐서 먹는 게
So eventually it was getting worse, and we were severely starving, as if it would be very lucky if we eat rice 10 times a year. We could barely eat rice. During the summer, we could only eat grass or the bark of tree or the herb called suk.
조금이라도 농사할 수 있으니까 그거를 또 조금 먹을 수 있고 농장에 가서 농장인데 안 볼 때는 조금씩 다양하게 생각하는 정도에 살 때 저희 아버지가 저희 마을에 있는 어느 한 곳에 보면 유명이지만 그 평양에 있는 사람들한테 소고기 공급을 하는 소고기 방목장이 있어요.
Okay. During the fall, we had yet some provisions from farming to feed us. Sometimes we stored crops when the farm owners was absent. We could hardly survive until next April. When we thought we were lucky enough we could graze grass a day, my father went to a cow pasture where they sell beef to Kim Jong-il and people in Pyongyang. My father stole a cow for us, even though he knew he risked his life. This is because in North Korea, if one stole or killed a cow, it is legally treated as a murder. So if he were caught, he would be executed by a fire squad. Nonetheless, my father stole a cow for us, and we could eat the beef for about a month. During the summer, the beef was rotting, and we stored the beef in the river by binding up around the rock and took it out to eat. Okay, after we ate all beef, we had no more to eat, so we made soup with bones of the cow over and over again until the bones got very salty.
저희가 뼈를 막 주워가지고 먹었는데 그걸 먹고 애들이 변기가 와가지고 계속 넣어준 그랬던 기억도 나고
Then our family suffers from constipation.
그렇게 살면서도 그렇게 정말 별짓 다 했어도 먹고 살 수가 없으니까 저희 아버지가 중국에 있는 피자집을 찾아가셨어요.
Even though we tried to survive, there were no more way to feed us. So my father visited his cousin in China and acquired foodstuff.
17년도에 아버지가 중국 갔다 오시다가 월부에 체포되셨어요. 그래서
But 1977, when my father returned from China, he got caught by North Korean police.
저희도 안에서 고문을 당하시고 정말 뼈가 부러지게 고문 당하시다가 하루 감옥으로 있던 도중에 기차 안에서 열흘 동안 굶으시고 수색을 세운 대로 짐을 싣는 위에 장관에다 묶어놨기 때문에 앉을 수도 없고 설 수도 없는 그런 상태에서 열흘 동안 계시다가 돌아가셨다고 저희가 소식을 받았어요.
Okay. So he got caught by North Korean police. My father got tortured and broken his bones, and we received a news that while he was transferred to prison by a train, he was tied up around the cargo, so he could not either stand up nor sit down, and went foodless for 10 days. So finally he died of hunger in the train.
북한 정부에서는 저희한테 말해주기를 아버지가 탈출을 해서 중국으로 가려고 하기 때문에 총살했다라고 정부에서는 저희한테 통보를 보냈어요.
But the government notified us that my father was shot because he tried to escape North Korea, the national bird of North Korea.
그렇지만 같이 있던 죄수분이 저희 집에 찾아오셔서 아버지가 돌아가신 사실을 얘기해 주셨기 때문에 저희가 그렇게 억울하게 돌아가셨다는 걸 저희가 알았고요.
There were my father's friends, another prisoners, who stayed with my father. He visited our house and told us the truth so that we could get to know my father was mortified and died.
생각을 하셨어요. 왜냐면 사실 충격이 너무 컸고 또 너무 식사를 드시지 못해가지고 8년 만에 아기를 낳으셨는데
At the same time, my mother having a baby, but after that news, my mother gave birth to a baby in 8 months because she had a shock and starved.
그때 당시는 병원까지 가려는 차도 없었고 시간도 없었고 뭘 드시지도 못했기 때문에 걸으시는 힘도 없었고 해서 저희가 전기불도 없는 집에서 76세 먹은 할머니하고 10살밖에 안 되는 제가 어머니 해산을 도왔어요.
Okay, we had no car, no time, no energy to walk to the hospital. So I was at the time 10-year old, and my grandmother and I helped the childbirth.
어머니가 젖을 불려도 젖을 나오지 않으니까 아기가 계속 울고
Yeah, there were no breast milk, and the baby cried and cried over and over again.
그렇게 있다가 18살 되는 저희 언니가 신양 고립을 떠났어요. 고립을 떠나서 4일이 지나도 돌아오지 않아서
At that time, I have a 18-year-old older sister. She left home for in order to get some food, but she never came back.
일주일 된 애기를 저한테 맡겨놓고 집이 지금 길을 걸어서 갔다가 왔다가 퇴근을 그렇게 다니시면서 언니를 찾았는데 끝내 못 찾았어요.
So my mother went out to find my sister, so that I was 10-year old, and I had to take care the baby who was born just a weeks ago.
소문에 의하면 언니가 나쁜 사람들한테 걸려서 중국에 팔려갔다는 소식을 들었어요.
My mother failed to find my sister. According to the rumor, my sister got caught by some bad people and was sold to China.
그 후에 저희 외할머니 76세 되신 막내 동생이 2달 동안 제가 동생을 케어하다가 어머니 저지었고 그러시다가 결국 질풍에서 굶어 죽었고.
Same year, my grandmother, 76-year-old, died by starvation. Also, the 2-month-old baby also was starved to death.
그리고 저희 어머니가 저희 언니를 찾다가 중국에서 건강하셔서 집으로 오셨을 때 동생도 없고 하니까 앉아서 막 한참을 울었어요. 울면서 나라를 욕도하고 왜 이런 세워주시냐고 한참 더 하시고 했는데.
When my mother came back to home from in order to find my sister, she got the news and she cried very hard because she lost her mother, my grandmother, and her baby. So my mother was very angry against our country and spoke some denouncing word.
그거를 담기는 여기로 말하는 간첩이라는 그런 사람들이 집집마다 다니면서 말을 엿들어가지고 말하는 그런 사람들이 있는데 그 사람도 신고를 해서 어머니가 결국 잡혀갔어요.
My mother got caught by the secret agent from the government and went to prison.
이가 항공되게 터졌고 후에 중국에 와서 수술을 해서 조각 뇌조각을 추가했어요. 그래서 지금도 보면 머리 한쪽에는 묵묵해서 병은 없으시고 또 귀 집어서 공합을 하셨고.
When my mother was in prison, she was hit very hard by a log. Her head and ear was severely injured, and some part of her head are sunken until now. And she lost most of her teeth. Regardless of this adversity, my mother decided to take all of us to escape our country. Okay, before passed away, my grandmother left a dying wish that she wanted to be buried on the hill so she could see us escaping this village. we wanted to make our grandmother's wish come true. My mother took at the time 5-year-old my brother and 6-year-old sister and me out of the town, and we walked about 10 days without shoes, and my feet were bleeding. I carried my 5-year-old brother on my back and hold hands with my 6-year-old sister. Like it was almost impossible to like moving further. So my mother decided and asked someone she knew to take care my brother, her son, 5-year-old my brother. My younger brother cried so hard, saying, "Why not me? Why but my sister?" So my mother told my brother that just to wait for her to come back. But once we got in China, it was impossible to go back because there was no one who can help us. At the same time, there was like flood on the river, so it was impossible to cross the river. In addition, there were what they call Kim Jong-il election that we missed. In North Korea, if you miss the election, you are executed by a fire squad. So we couldn't go back to North Korea to take our brother, my younger brother, and we heard that the friends whom we asked to take care of my brother, they also had no food. So they expelled my brother to the street. So my at that time my 5-year-old brother died by starvation in the street. So from the we had 6 family members, but right now only my mother, my sister, and I have survived. We really tried hard to survive in China, but we got caught by like almost 4 times by Chinese police. Okay, around 2005 May, the clergyman called William. His name is William, who helped North Korean defector. He had to help North Korean to escape their country, but he has no money for that. So, and since I was able to speak Chinese, and I helped him and spent my money in order to hire two brokers to help people, North Korean people, to escape.
그러다가 내노걸에서 탈북자들이 체포되면서 신고를 해서 저를 붙잡히고 제 가족 셋이 잡히고 유명 목사님도 잡았었어요.
While we're doing the clutch mat, the William and my family, myself, were caught by police. And at that time, it was a very big issue in China because almost 30 North Koreans were trying to escape their country. That's all.